Good morning. My name is Phillip Wright. My presentation today is going to be on personal protective equipment. This is presentation is in conjunction with the course Workforce 106, and this would be lesson number 6. Okay, gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about personal protective equipment. This is the equipment that you're going to be using to protect your person. As you've heard before, there is nothing like original equipment. They tell you that they can replace all your parts or enhance your parts, but believe me, there's nothing like original equipment. Safety is becoming a big problem in the world today, especially in construction. Construction is probably the most dangerous occupation that as far as continually exposure to dangerous items in the workplace today. So we're going to be talking about personal protective equipment so that you can help protect yourself so you can take all your parts home at the end of the day. Personal protection and safety is dependent directly upon you. You are the #1 person that is responsible for your safety. If you are one of those people who are relying on the contractor to supply you or to take care of or be responsible for your safety, you're really backing up. You are the #1 person that is responsible for your safety. Now, in this day and age, it is the responsibility of the contractor to provide you with a safe working environment. He also will supply you with various personal protective equipment. This is mainly because they are going to be liable for anything that happens to you, so they want to make sure that you have up-to-date personal protective equipment. So don't get upset when you go into a job and they don't want you to use your favorite hard hat that you've probably been carrying around in a bucket or sitting in the back of your truck. They can't trust that, because when it comes down to litigation, they have to cover all the bases. Today we're going to be talking about head and eyes. The main, on the front line of the head protection is going to be the hard hat. There are several different types. This one has a bill that goes all the way around. This one is, some people call it the ball cap. It has a bill in the front only. OSHA does not recommend that you wear this backwards. If you work with some contractors, they will also tell you they will not let you wear it backwards, because there is no protection to deflect things that may fall and hit you in the face. The only exception to this will be if you would be possibly welding or using a face shield that has been adapted to one of these hats. Typically, if you are going to use a face shield or a welding hood with a hard hat, it'll be used with the ball cap type hat. Let us talk about the nomenclature of the hat. You have a one-piece hard shell, no paint on it, no holes in it. I don't care how hot it gets. A lot of times it does get hot, but you cannot put holes in this. It weakens it. Also, there is a suspension system inside with a sweatband. Most of these sweatbands are replaceable, or you should take them out and clean them periodically, because you get body oils and stuff built up, it starts to get an odor, and it starts to deteriorate the material. The suspension should be adjusted so that it is 1 inch to 1.5 inches from the top of your head to the outer shell. So you need to make those adjustments yourself. This one has, I don't particularly care for it, but it's the kind that it's got little slots where it gives you a particular size and you move it back and forth. Some of them have that where they have holes where you punch in and out, and it goes from like 7 1/4 to 6 3/4, whatever. It'll have it written on there. And then they have these, which is usually a favorite of, I believe, well, yeah, MSA, which is Mine Safety Appliances. They have an adjustable one, which I feel is a lot more user-friendly. Of course, that's your call. You will see some people use these little lights. There's a light here that you can buy for your hard hat to give you some hands-free when you're working. Of course, that has nothing to do with the safety. There are some jobs that you'll go on where they are they're not real friendly with putting a lot of stickers on, because you can't, and the reason is you cannot see when there's damage to the hard hat. Okay, also, you will need a set of safety glasses. There are several different types. These most of them have evolved into like a wraparound, as you can see. Some of them have some tint on them. Some of them have some kind of a two-way tint. It's not really a real heavy tint, but it covers the side. And if you wear glasses like these are just readers, but some people wear prescription glasses. You can buy glasses with impact-resistant lens, and you will need also a side shield. My advice to you, if you, any safety glasses you use, but especially these, if you use these with side shields, you should use them also in conjunction with one of these, with a face shield. Because I have on occasion had things bounce around the side of the side shields and scratch your eye. It's very painful. Another type is the goggle. Very useful when you're grinding or sanding. Very small particles, they become airborne and will get into your eye. Eye is just a big jelly ball that once it gets scratched, it'll feel like you have something in your eye all the time. And as I said earlier, you're the number one person responsible for your safety, and there's nothing like original equipment. You also should have a good pair of work boots in your safety equipment. A lot of people are gravitating toward sneakers, I call them, or gym shoes, or their soft soles. I don't believe they provide the level of protection that are needed. Steel toe will help if something falls on your toe, keep you from an injury. And a metal plate inside the boot at the bottom will help resist punctures. That's just something else that you will want to look after. Also, a good set of gloves. Although, of late, contractors have been supplying, most of the time they supply their laborers with stuff like this, gloves. But guys, it's your hands. So do you want to entrust your hands to some contractor that he just went out and he bought a bunch of gloves that were just, he got a good deal on them, and they don't really do the job? You will become the subject expert because you use these gloves every day. You know what your job is, so you know exactly what you need. You need to have a pair of gloves that's going to suit what you're doing. These are leather. They'll resist little cuts, minor cuts and abrasions that you'll get from wire or steel. If you're dealing with chemicals, you'll want to get some rubber gloves. And when you buy your own gloves for your hands, you want to make sure that the material that the gloves are made of are going to protect you from the chemical that you're going to be working with. Don't just buy a pair of gloves and think that they're going to be good for everything. That's just not the case. I think that's just about it that I wanted to talk about today. You do need to have your PPE on at all times because you never know when an accident is going to happen. That's why they call it an accident. I can also attest we had a safety meeting one day, and right after the safety meeting I was working in an exhibit shop shooting an and exhibit together with staples, and a staple diverted as it went into the wood and came back and hit me right in the eye. Actually, it hit the safety glasses, embedded itself in the safety glasses. Had I not had my safety glasses on at that time, I would probably only have one eye today. So they do work, and I know that a lot of times it's going to be hot, and you're going to be thinking, well, it's uncomfortable, but it's just something you're going to have to get rid of, because this is our life in construction, and it is a very dangerous industry. Thank you very much for your time.